A seagull feed instead of a seal feed, unfortunately. I'm sorry, if Blondie gets in, she may come up to this pool, right? I'll try and throw fish so you can see. I'll see if I can get Indy to come up the slope. Quick! Oh, no. The seagulls are really cheeky. They've even pinched food right out of the seals' mouths in the past. Robbie was frightened of seagulls until a few days ago. But a few days ago, he was so hungry, he went and pinched the fish back from the seagull. You have to throw so many in at a time to make sure they get any. There's the little one, got one, that's good. Indy is just learning to compete for his fish. That's him over there ripping the fish up. And it's good because usually he hangs around here and I have to throw the food to him. This morning for the first time he was so hungry that he actually pinched the fish from the big male. So that's a good start. He's getting a little bit more confident as well. And so she'll come up again. Now, we have one other pup here at the moment who arrived yesterday afternoon. She's just come up to get away from the others, I think. One other pup that arrived yesterday afternoon and was brought to us from the fish farm around the corner. The pup had been hauled out on their cages all morning and they thought he had something tangled around his flipper, so they caught him out with a net. He came here, he's in our quarantine area, but he's not in an area where he could be seen by all of you because he only arrived yesterday afternoon and it would be a real shock to his system if the very next day he was just looked at by a lot of people. He's doing very well. He's got worms, which is a slight problem for him, and he's a little bit skinny, but his breathing is okay, and he just was very, very hungry. I don't think he'd eaten well for a few weeks, and he was just very hungry. But he's eating well now. We're going to treat him with something for his worms. He'll probably come out here in about a week, and then we'll just fatten him up for a week or two and probably release him along with these two. So they'll all go back together, hopefully. It's worth keeping your eyes out to the loch while you're here. Quick. This is it. It's worth keeping your eyes out to the loch while you're here because we often get seals around in the bays here. We've got a colony about 3 miles along. So if you keep your eyes out there, quite often at the seal feeds they come up to see what's going on. Best place to see them is on the beach on the far side of the restaurant down there. Play with that.
No, I think he's everyone there.
The small village of Comore here was the main centre of religion and habitation in the area. Columba and his travellers, the early peoples, travelling up to here, they came as far as Comore and then cut through to our left through for birds and various waders, etc. Quite a natural protected habitat at the top of the loch here. The southern tip of Kerala and the hills of Mull on the other side. The film Ring of Bright Water, the Virginia McKenna and Bill Travers film, was made on the island of Easdale, and the cottage, you can just almost glimpse it, is round on the other side of the trees there, the cottage that a large part of the film was based at. Wide, picturesque loch. We're now, as you can see, coming into the Forestry Commission ground. All these trees on the left there, possibly 10 years old, down the right, coming up for 25, 30 years. They seem to have a very slow growth for the first 5, 6 years. Filled in part of the Loch Sheeran. There's the main road bridge out of Oban and entire.
The way I expect the person to act is very simple and simplified.
You are Catherine Solis.
The fire.
Only the house.
No, sir, I can see flames outside too. The stable stacks and barns are ablaze.
What did you do, Miss Solis?
I rushed outside, opened the stable doors and released the horses.
And then what?
I tried to get to the cows, but his drawers.
Has the jury reached a verdict? Yes. What is your verdict in regard to the panel Wallace?
Can't get the thing to focus. Yes, much better.
Oh, it's certainly when people come again. Yeah. It's just for a laugh, it amuses them.
Yeah.
Something to remember when they go home.
Just sitting there.
Rest and be thankful. This is the new road over it we're on now. As we go down the other side, you should be able to see down to the right the parts of the old road which still exist and is used as a for motor rallying every so. You may notice a difference in the road right away. This is the forgotten bit of Strathclyde Regional Council's road system. 7 or 8 miles up to Ardluey here, they've completely forgotten about it. Fresh air stop, shall we say. I think we're probably maybe as well just been giving into the weather and abandoning any of them, just having a coffee stop for 20 minutes, half an hour at Tyndrum, and then head back into Oban. For the out of Creamlara station, the station on your right at the moment, you have 2 separate railway routes. The line to Oban keeps to the left of the valley, and the line to Fort William goes over on the right hand side, keeping to the firmer ground. So Tyndrum, the village we'll be stopping at, has one of the unique villages. In fact, I think it might be the only village in Scotland that has 2 stations, the upper Tyndrum and the lower Tyndrum stations. Of course, the advent of the the sprinters. And it probably today seems hard to believe it, but I think it was May when they introduced the new electronic tokens, and though the line was clear, the main signal box back in Glasgow was not getting a clear signal, so the trains were held up. I think one day, in fact, it was about 2 hours, one of the trains was held up because the sun was so strong. There's a gold reserve been found there that is financially viable. They had hoped to be up and running by August of this year, but apparently there's some planning hold-ups, and it possibly be a further 12 months before it will be in operation. There's Top Village on our way through to Oban. Now the main asset of the village, of course, is tourism. Railway line's more or less with us now all the way through to Connell, when of course it takes off through Glencrewton round the back of Oban to come in from the south and the east. Below the surface of the mountain, a reservoir 1,500 feet up. They use the water in peak periods from the rain with its wings out. This was removed, and just behind it the ruins of Kilhurn or Kilchurn Castle. I think 1730 or something, and it's been more or less lying in the same condition since. The reason the iron foundry was here was because to the left of us, Glen Nant had a large number of trees for supplying charcoal. It was one of the early conservation projects. It didn't just cut down the trees to make the cast. 2 years ago, I think 2-3 years ago, I think, it was Fred the Cour, but the...
Yeah, so I don't have to do what? You just White stars, blue stars, red stars, pink
We're now approaching Loch Station.